Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the home of the brave?
That is Central High School, and I'd like to shout out to Wrigley, who is in New York City competing tonight in the Jimmy Awards, and she would have been on that. Nope, it's tonight. I got my husband watching. I'm like, pay attention. Okay, roll call. Director Potts and Director Yonke are not present. Everybody else is here. Mission statement. Let me turn my page. Dr. Poston, would you please read the mission and vision statement?
Mission statement: the Davenport Community School District is dedicated to growing excellence in the academics, the arts, and athletics for every child by ensuring the highest quality education in an environment shaped by our diverse community, preparing our students to be lifelong learners and productive citizens. Vision statement: education that challenges conventional thinking, prepares all students to compete in a global society, and inspires our students, parents, staff, and community to answer the question, what if?
Thank you. Director Barnes, please read the guiding principles.
Opportunity. We provide abundant opportunities to empower students to reach their full potential academically, creatively, and socially. Collaboration. We foster an environment that allows students, families, and community stakeholders to come together for the betterment of our students' education and future. Transparency. We share relevant and important information with our students, families, and the community to maintain open and productive communication.
And Kevin Posacani, would you please read the goal?
Goal tie-in number 4, foster the innovative use of finances, facilities, and staff.
Thank you. Tonight we're going to recognize School Nutrition Association of Iowa as Manager of the Year for 25-26. Now turned over to Connie.
Thank you. It is my pleasure and honor to recognize Elaine Hessman, our Quality Assurance Specialist, as the Manager of the Year for the School Nutrition Association of Iowa. Later this week, she will be attending the state conference and be recognized for this award. And next month, she'll be going to North Carolina to represent Davenport schools and be recognized at the national conference. As a registered dietitian, Elaine works with nursing, parents, and doctors for special diets throughout the district. We have approximately 450 students that have a diet modification form on file. So she works with those students with staff to make sure that they understand the allergens that are involved with that, as well as cross-contact. She also has to teach our staff how to puree foods, how to understand a ketogenic diet and a PKU diet, for example. She not only completes the mandatory state compliance audits that we are required to do every year, but she goes above and beyond and also conducts an internal audit at every one of our kitchens. And this is to ensure compliance and integrity in our programs. Elaine also provides education to the food services staff to meet the USDA requirements. In our department, we are required to do a certain amount of continuing education units every year for our staff, and Elaine has a vital role in that. Whether it's food safety and sanitation, cashiering, computer software management, allergies, or the fresh fruit and vegetable program. Have any of you heard of our theme meals that we do? We are trying to connect curriculum in the classroom to the cafeteria or increase participation. Elaine assists with the development of those menus for those special days in the schools. She also oversees the 12 menus that Davenport offers for pre-K, elementary, middle school, and high school, because each of them have different regulations, as well as making sure we are providing the nutrients that the USDA requires us to provide, limiting calories, sugar, and fat and sodium. Another fun thing that Elaine actually likes to do is do taste testing for our students, and she also has meetings with our students to make sure that we get adequate menu feedback. Elaine will receive this award because she goes above and beyond for the school district. Her dedication to make sure all students are offered a nutritious, well-balanced meal does not go unnoticed. Thank you, Elaine.
Could we have you come up here and we'll take a picture? Josh will take a picture for you.
Kevin, you got to be in this too. Come on, Kevin.
Well, when we send it to the state, they want to say it's a big deal. She is a big deal.
Congratulations. Thanks for all your great work.
No sodium, no sugar. What's left in life? Board reports. Anybody have a board report? Allison, you want to talk about Ankeny for us? Ankeny for board report, since 4 of us went.
Myself, Director Hayes, Vice President Postgen, and President Kleindrom were able to attend the Summit on Student Success put on by the IASB in Ankeny. It's a one-day summit where they have a different theme each year. This year, we learned a lot by rotating through a number of different sessions about everything from telling our story to trying to think of what the morning session was. I forgot to write down. What was it? Oh yeah, and then we had so it was telling our story, interacting with the public, and making tough decisions with students in mind. And the theme of the day was a sort of case study in a school district that had to make a tough decision. So it was really beneficial and a good educational experience, although as Davenporters, we felt like we had been through a lot of that already.
Anybody else? Okay. Open forum, we have no open forum requests. Next up, consent agenda.
Madam President,
Director Hayes.
I move the board accept the consent agenda as written.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Committee reports, breaking barriers.
We plan on hosting a resource event here at the center in early August to support back to school and get information out on the reapplication process for Medicaid. The following will be offered in partnership with several local partners: Medicaid information, school physicals, immunization, school supplies, food and hygiene resources. Multiple community partners will be present at the event, and we won't have another meeting until July 10th.
Thank you. Legislative advocacy, none.
Well, in the near future, we'll be starting to put together our legislative priorities for the coming year.
Elzia?
Yes, I misread the calendar, and apparently we did have one more meeting. It was last week, and it was actually a really informative overview of a lot of what we have been learning about in depth about our different levels of instruction: Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, MTSS, and some of the curricula that we're using for our local partners. Got some feedback about different issues, particularly some people from the Hilltop Village talked about how they could partner with us to make sure students are staying in school. And then our last meeting is going to, or our next meeting is going to be in the new academic year, for real this time.
Long range facilities.
Yeah, we met last week. We went over the branding for Davenport North and Sudlow. Talked about some issues with the brick at Sudlow. Smart is actually ahead of schedule on construction, and they've started on the central entrance.
Policy, we meet again in August. Recognition, we'll meet this coming school year. And finance, I met with Kevin. Do you want to tell him anything about it? He's got a great calendar laid out for the whole next year.
Sure. Since it was the last finance meeting of the fiscal year, we put together the kind of the big rocks of the calendar for the whole next fiscal year. It's not unsimilar from year to year, but we want to make sure that we have all the highlights of the things so we're prepared to review everything from a board finance committee every single month.
Thank you. Items requiring action. Mississippi Bend AEA Hearing Interpreter Contract for Special Education. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Beck.
I move the board approve the Mississippi Bend AEA Hearing Interpreter Contract for fiscal year 27 to provide the services required by students' IEPs.
Could I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? First of all, I appreciate all their service, especially during graduation. Okay, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, Iowa Association of School Boards membership and payment of dues. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Poston.
move the board approve payment of $13,493 to the Iowa Association of School Boards for membership July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, Urban Education Network membership renewal. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Hayes.
I move the board approve the $10,750 to the Urban Education Network of Iowa for UEN membership July 1st, 2026 through June 30, 2027.
Could I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, FY26 fund transfer request. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Poston.
move the board approve fund transfers from the management fund to the general fund for $156,433.34. From the management fund to the Pebble Fund for $427,637.86. And from the Food and Nutrition Fund to the General Fund in an amount not to exceed $600,000.
Could I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions?
Not a question, but this is a fairly customary practice that we change and move these funds on an annual basis. Is that correct, Kevin?
That is correct. We hope we wouldn't have perils like some of those, but mainly the food nutrition is an annual thing for sure. The others depends on what's happening during the year, but yes, it's very typical.
Great. Just confirmation that this is not a misbudgeting. This is a standard practice as we see the end of the fiscal year come into view.
Yes, and it requires board action. It's not something I can do as a CFO to move that. It requires board action.
Thank you for that clarification.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. School breakfast and lunch prices for 2026-27. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Beck.
I move the board approve the Food and Nutrition Services meal prices for the 2026-2027 school year as presented.
Could I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, Williams walk-in freezer cooler replacement. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Hayes.
I move the board approve the Williams Middle School refrigerator and freezer project to Crawford for the total dollar amount of $83,219.
Could I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor?
Just a quick question.
Sure.
So, Josh, why there was two on here that did not submit a bid? Do you know why? Or
I'm not sure why they wouldn't bid it. They must have felt like they couldn't be competitive in this setup, is what I'm guessing. But they might know what their brands are that they sell at a better price, and maybe this one's not one of them, or they didn't think they could compete on this.
thanks.
Anybody else? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, Bullseye. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Hayes.
I approve the Bullseye contract in the amount of $69,000 per year for the 26-27 and 27-28 school years.
Could I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, Medicaid contract. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Beck.
I move the board approve the Relay Medicaid contract for fiscal year 27 through fiscal year 29 at 7% of net Medicaid receivables paid to the district.
Could I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? Director Beck.
Is this a standard sort of amount that a company might get for their skilled? I'm assuming it's for their expertise in filing the paperwork, correct?
Correct. It's
That
very
counts.
common. There's only a few vendors in the state of Iowa. The thing about Relay that we are looking for too is the continuity. We'll have the same customer service reps that know our district, know our students, know how we operate. So we really get really good service from Relay, formerly Timberline. So it's very common.
Okay, thank you.
And the fact that they got $2 million in reimbursement last year, that's definitely worth it. Anybody else? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, Head Start contract. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Hayes.
I move the board approve the preschool service agreement between DCSD and Community Action of Eastern Iowa.
Could I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, increase to substitute teacher pay. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Poston.
move the board approve the increase to substitute teacher pay to a daily rate of $175, a retired teacher daily rate of $200, and a long-term substitute teacher daily rate of $220.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? hope in this increase will help with our sub issue, so yay there. Okay, anybody else? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, preschool 28E agreement. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Hayes.
I move the board approve the 2080 agreement between Davenport Community School District and statewide voluntary preschool program community partner sites.
Could I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Policies for board approval. May I have a motion?
Madam President,
Director Beck.
I move the board approve the following policies: 401.01, 401.26, 501.15, 802.02.
Could I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Discussion item, smart gas relocation for Mid-American. Josh.
All right, so about a week ago or so, we were informed that there's a regulation station in front of Smart Middle School that's currently in place. So where 5th Street is to the south of the building, there's this regulation station. It takes up about one parking stall or half of a parking stall, but a lot of it's underground. They let us know we're going to pay for moving it. We didn't expect the cost to be quite as much as it was, but right now it looks like they're giving us a cost around $162,000 to move this. This regulation station controls the flow of natural gas, I believe, to the surrounding community. So not just our building, but also houses in the area. I had asked them if we could potentially share the cost, or maybe they would take on some of the cost. We would take some, since we're kind of pushing this forward. Mid-American has said they will not do that. Typically, if they're going to do anything to this station, it would be to update it. I asked what age it was. The regulation station's from the 1960s. If they were to update the regulation station, they told me they'd replace seals and O-rings in it and a few other parts, but the system is supposed to be designed to last 100 years. So in this case, they're saying it's up to us to relocate it. We do have this money in our contingency funds, but I'm just informing you of what spot we're in. It's located in a spot that we can't just leave it. It would be in the middle of a field or football field or practice field. So it would cut a small field already down to something different if it were to be left. So we're in a little bit of a pickle with this one. And yeah, do you have any questions?
Questions? Director Barnes.
Josh, was this identified as part of the overall architectural review of the site?
We were there, or the engineers knew it was there, and I don't think they quite knew it was going to be this expensive. I think they thought it was a singular valve for the building only, and it was only going to be a couple $1,000s to move. I don't think they realized it was for the entire community or that surrounding area.
My second question is, will any updating of this site involve any disruption to the community?
They haven't said it would, so I don't believe so.
Okay, I think that's probably really important to clarify before we take action.
Yep.
Given Mid-America's reticence to partner in this, I don't want I think I maybe will speak collectively here that I don't want the school district to be blamed for any potential disruption, even if minimal, to the neighborhood.
I will double check that.
Thank you.
Director Boston.
Just a follow up to Director Barnes' question. So, again, why wasn't this issue identified right from the start before the building project?
I think it was identified as a location, but the engineers never let us know that it was going to be this significant of an issue. I think Mid-American did have a conversation with our engineers about it. but nobody pressed forward to let the school district know that it was going to be $160,000 issue. We
But they
relocated.
but they knew that it was going to be in the field area.
They did. I don't think they thought it was a big deal to us, but it's a bigger deal to us when we have to spend $160,000 than we want to. So, yeah, they knew it was there. They let our engineers know it was there. I don't know that anybody realized the cost of it.
So that right now, is it anything above ground or is it all in a vault?
There's a little bit above ground. If you drove by the building, you'd see a pipe come out of the ground. It kind of looks like a U shape in a parking stall right to the south of the building. So it's inside the fenced area, similar to where Bruce Builder's trailer is parked right now.
Director Hayes.
Joshua, would it be an option, like if we chose not to do it, to fence that area off for safety?
If we chose not to do it, it would fall right in the middle or right in the area of that football practice field we have scheduled to be there right now. So that's about the only spot we can fit it with a drive going around and stuff, because we did explore or look at that for a while. Like, well, can we just shift something around? Can we leave it where it is to put it in a different spot? It just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit very well anywhere else.
Director Beck.
I guess I'm still having a hard time, kind of a follow-up, understanding how the engineers didn't know that this was going to have to be relocated. And because it seems to me that that's kind of like a basic thing. If they're, and the architects, if they're designing this property and there's a thing in the middle, whether it costs money or not, like, did they just plan to move it? And if so, I guess I'm just trying to figure out why we didn't know about the cost beforehand and it wasn't built in as part of the project, right? I'm with Director Barnes. If Mid-American is not willing to partner with us on this, I think we need to make sure that we're not causing any, I don't want to be blamed for any problems that might result from moving this if we do go forward with it.
I'll definitely review the fact that we don't disrupt service to the community. Again, I think that the engineers knew it was there. I don't think they either didn't think to tell us about the amount it was going to be, or they didn't think it would be as much. We did move something similar by sub-bill, but it was only a couple $1,000s to move that line because it wasn't a regulation station for the community. It was something specific to our building. This thing is more specific to the community in that area.
Is there any chance for negotiation with Mid-American?
I believe I went back and forth with them through quite a bit of emails, and I believe TJ may have communicated with somebody there as well. I'm not sure what was communicated with him, but I think he might have dug into it a little further also.
Okay.
It does seem like when we did the transportation center, suddenly a utility, two of them, said, oh wait, you got to do something differently, and it cost us more, both in water and in Mid-American. So it would be nice if they'd be a little bit more upfront with us when we're doing these projects, because after the fact kind of isn't planned for.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing our best to squeeze every penny we can, not to be putting them in change orders and things like that, so we can do our next phase, right? So $160,000 is a lot. That's half of a playground for some students or something. So again, I went back and forth with them as much as I thought I could.
No, I understand that. It's
Yep.
on another, not us.
It'd be great if they could tell us exactly how much it's going to cost while we're planning, because we don't. I don't know how much it's going to cost to do that work either.
So, question.
So where will the new location be?
I believe it's further down the road on the next corner of our property, but when I follow up on this disruption of gas flow to the community stuff, I'll find out exactly where it shows up on the map and share that information with you guys as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. And then also is, so will they completely redo it? I assume they'll use all new piping and regulators and everything. It'll be all new.
It'll
Correct.
be all new now. Yeah,
They're not going to use the old, even though they said that's going to last for 100 years. Correct.
correct.
So we are helping pay for
Happy birthday.
something that it's going to last them 100 years now.
I believe you are correct.
Okay. I have a problem with that.
I would also like to know their timeline, because if Smart's ahead of schedule, I want them ahead of schedule so that we're not waiting for them to be able to open the building because they're going, oh, wait.
Yep. I know this isn't great news either way, but purchasing it now or 6 months from now, we do avoid a little bit of inflationary costs of what it could be 6 months from now. I don't know what that would be or if it would change much. You're talking, 3% to 10% probably. But yeah.
Director Beck?
I'm going to echo Director Postian. If they're upgrading and they were going to do that anyway, eventually, maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but at some point, we should not be paying that portion. I have a problem with that. I also would like to know if they could potentially put it not on our property, because then we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to, it's clear that they're not super interested in working with us. And I don't want it on our property if they're not going to be helpful when it comes to fixing any issues or whatnot. Or if we need to go do any other construction in the future, it'll be on our property. If they can't, or they have eminent domain, I don't know how it works. So I also would ask that we find out exactly how the process of relocating, no matter where it ends up with, even if it is on our property, would work. Because when I see utility projects happening, they come into already finished areas, dig stuff up, and then replace. So I wouldn't want to see that happen, right?
Mhm.
I'd want to make sure that they're doing this before we've done any completion work in whatever area it's going to be.
I agree.
Director Postian?
If it wouldn't take you too much time, could you come up with what our gas bill is there at that building for a year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you could take it one step further, what is our total gas bill for the district?
I can get that information.
I don't want you to spend a ton of time at it, but if it's not too hard to pull that up.
We keep track of it. I have it on a spreadsheet.
Anybody else? Okay. Kevin, got an administrative report?
None at this time.
Any board requests? Board reflections. I'm going to jump in here first. We did learn something up in Ankeny, kind of a different way of looking at what's going on. And so in the future, we may be changing this board reflections to, but since I didn't do my homework and pay attention to what it was, I can't tell you right now. I just knew we were going to change it. Anyway, board reflections. Director Barnes.
Just like the expediency of the meeting, and once again, I'll reflect on our process to review things, the meeting before we act on things. It's a consistent best practice, and it gives our community an opportunity to understand exactly what the decisions that we're making are. So I, again, just want to highlight that practice.
Director Postian.
Just follow up to Director Barnes. So just what we got done discussing now, having this discussion, being able to ask Josh all these questions so that he has time to come back and so that we can make our decision at the following meeting. I think that's huge.
Director Hayes.
I echo both Director Postian and Director Barnes, and I would also like to add the recognition of Elaine for all the work that she does for the district. I thought that was pretty nice. Also, the long-range facility planning and all the committee reports to keep us updated with where we are. With summer, things kind of slow down and stop, but I'm just happy to hear what's going on yet within the district.
Director Beck.
Yeah, I'd like to extend congratulations to Elaine Hesseman. That's really an impressive award to be not only recognized by the state, but also called out or shout out at the national convention. Um, I was able to tell her how special it is for McKinley to have a special meal on Multicultural Day. That's kind of always been kind of a fun thing that the kids really enjoy. And I remembered it's the 3-part story that we talked about in Ankeny. And it was, now I don't remember what the 3 parts are. Linda has them on this paper. I do remember it was 3-part story that we talked about maybe shifting some of our board reflection format to that.
Okay, thank you. Acting Superintendent.
That's dangerous. I'm going to sum this up in one word. It's been busy, not just from this board meeting, but this being the last board meeting of the fiscal year. Elaine's a perfect example. The food nutrition department is one of the most labor intensive, the most transactional intensive funds that we have in the district. Plus, they have to do all the menus and all those regulations that go with it. They're an extremely busy department. So that's busy. Plus, when you think of all the things that the board has done in this past year, you've done your instructional support levy, you passed a PEPAL vote, you had your second bond issuance, you continue to be an IASB award-winning board. That's incredible. You continue with our master facility planning, our phase 2. We're already talking about phase 3. You're seeing some of those elements coming into our conversation. It's been a fantastic year.
Thank you. I like the way we are running these with the discussion, the meeting before, and then we went through those action items. There seemed like a lot of them, but we went through them quite quickly because we'd already had our questions answered. So I think we're very efficient in running our meetings. With that being said, oh, and we do not have a committee of the whole meeting in July, so it'll be the second Monday that we have our next regular meeting. So may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Could I have a second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned. Well done, Karen. And